We are in Emporia, Kansas. This is the last 9 holes of Jones Supreme. We are going to see the rest of the year. We are 3 rounds in of the 5 rounds of the Disc Golf World Championships.
Kristin Tattar giving up the lead for the first time since round 1. Hannah Blomroos from the chase card screaming up the leaderboard at 7 down through 10, but Missy Gannon right there as well in 3rd place. Evelina also, I believe, on chase with Holland Hanley. Is everyone on chase card?
Yeah, and we're also watching Paige and Missy.
Hole 10, it's a par 4, 537 feet. There's an out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side. There's one on the right side as well. It was a right to left crosswind, making this drive very difficult to keep in bounds once you show the underside of your disc. You don't want to land too far right either, though, even though it is safe. It makes it really tough to get to the green on your second shot. Trying to go big here just to make that second shot easy, but you don't actually have to bite off as much as you think to get the birdie.
Yeah, I like the big hyzer. It's usually a pretty good way to play this hole with the wind and trying to keep it in bounds because you don't need that much distance, really. That's perfect. Wow.
Yeah, that's the ideal landing zone. But look at that. OB only about 35 feet from the base of that tree. So if it does not check up, it can very easily skip out. It's a very precise and touchy shot, and you want to land on the perfect angle.
I think it's only precise and touchy through here. Mm-hmm. If you throw the hyzer, like, it's just a hyzer.
Yep.
You know? Wow, Paige with a really nice shot, getting just past that tree. Taking those trees out of play for the second shot makes it a pretty easy birdie.
Ella choosing the hyzer line, going huge.
Yeah. Really high in the air with her DD3. That tree's the spot to be. Hey, also, I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker.
We're your 2 hot geese.
Thanks for hanging with us this week. World's Week is always a long one. We had a whole week to practice, and it's been hot, so thanks for bearing with us while we kind of rushed through our commentary.
Yeah, doing great.
We're doing great. Missy definitely tucked more right than you want. She may find the little sneaker gap on the right-hand side, but she might... she's got a wide open line. Great. Sometimes you can get tucked a little too far in those branches and not be able to get off this sidearm that you want and able to find the green.
I feel like wide open is a generous description of what this is.
Yeah.
Missy's struggling with that sidearm a little bit. It's looking like a par. It was definitely pinched.
Mm-hmm.
This is really what you want here. Good shot from Ella.
45% of the field taking a birdie. Lots of weird scoring spreads today. Lots of almost half the field getting birdie and half getting par. So FPO really figuring out how to minimize the bogey strokes here at Jones Supreme, but the front 9 does play very friendly.
Paige looking kind of like a run there. She'll be nice and close for her birdie putt. Kristin throwing the sidearm chip shot. Yeah, everyone on our lead card finding some bogeys in the front, but finding generally more birdies than bogeys. Definitely, I wonder if they're keeping an eye on the chase card ladies who are kind of overtaking most of them.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before Evelina and Hannah kind of scooch up the leaderboard because they're they're just parking everything.
Yeah.
They're in circle 1 or in the bullseye for birdie so often.
Mm-hmm. Nice birdie from Ella. That gets her to even par on the round. Paige to go 2 down, I believe. Kristin with a great birdie as well to go 2 down on the round. And Missy with a par to stay at 2 down. That's the number, I guess. Hole 11 is a par 3, 395. You can go right or left of this center tree, backhand sidearm, whatever you want. It's very hard to park it. The OB line on the right is very tight and very difficult to navigate. You see mostly like circle 2 looks, if anything, for birdie. It's just a hard one to reach. Top right corner, we got the merch. We got dad hats, candles, aprons, shirts,
Mouse pads.
Mouse pads, whatever your heart desires. Check us out, gkprodisc.com/shop.
Kristin, one of the few competitors that does have the forehand distance to get down here to this green.
But that tree is right in the way, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that that guardian tree blocks like the best shot we'll see in FPO.
Yeah, this is kind of in bonus birdie territory.
Yeah, definitely. Paige trying to work that left side and maybe get something to flip and do a late fade, but unfortunately not quite enough on the disc. This plate is the 4th most difficult hole of the day. And I mean, it's a 395 downhill par 3. Like, just crazy how tight this OB is and how difficult this shot is.
Yeah, I would like the basket to be like farther into the left and maybe even a par 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be better. Just kind of an awkward line.
It feels like a filler, like you're kind of just putting a hole on the way to the next hole. Missy with the very typical landing spot just outside circle 2, dead center, real low. Paige, unfortunately, tangled up in one of these big cedar trees, but looks like she has a gap to potentially get to the green.
It'd be an impressive save. All right, gets to circle 2. Let's see if she gives this any kind of a run.
She does. Catches the last branch and lands inside the circle with maybe an obstructed putt. Kristin straddled out way wide.
Yeah, no real look with a really solid tee shot.
Only 25% of the field getting to circle 2 in regulation and only 2 competitors getting to circle 1 in regulation.
Huh. Paige looking for that par save. Oh, catches the top link and a little bit of band. Ella unable to save the par as well.
Only 1 birdie on the day today from Hannah Blomroos.
Man,
And that's a great birdie.
yeah. For those of you who haven't heard or don't know, get excited. GK Pro is doing a $150K giveaway, so make sure you're subscribed to their channel. And also, you have to get on their email list. I don't really think they send emails, but that's how they're going to select a winner to win a trip to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships, plane tickets, hotel,
Little spending
money.
And Charlotte is like turning into one of the disc golf meccas in the country, so it's a cool place to check out. Hole 12, an uphill 280-foot par 3 that plays more like 300 or maybe a little more than that. It's an island. You want to just aim at the trees on the right and let it hyzer back to the basket, but you don't want it to come in too hot because that big cedar tree can block all of your options to putt. There is a drop zone if you don't make it onto the island, but I would not call it a makeable putt.
No, absolutely not. Kristin throwing a fortress. She does check up before that tree. We saw her go a little bit deep in there in round 1. Missy throwing a thrasher. It's a little too straight. It needs to fade in. That's so close. So close. I kind of like that play. That's where the MPO basket is up on the right. Like just kind of throwing towards that one and then fading in. The way the grass is cut, it's a little bit shorter, even though it's more uphill.
I like this play from Paige, taking the big hyzer the whole way. It feels very safe compared to like maybe throwing the flex shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great shot from Paige.
Ella taking that route as well. Getting some air bounces, but it comes in softly and in the bullseye.
Yeah, FD3. Literally perfect. Yeah, this drop zone, usually you just see kind of a floaty little hyzer, try to get it close and move on.
45% of the field taking birdies here.
Oh, nice.
And Paige will be one of them. 20% of the field parking the hole.
Wow.
Yep, that's crazy. That doesn't happen very often. Even on that wide open 315-foot par 3. That didn't. Oh, that was a lot of chains.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about the shuffle. So we are in 2 different pools, and after the first 2 days they shuffled. So we're having, the top 40 people play this course today, and so the stats are of, the best in our field right now. Mm-hmm. And you can tell everyone's figuring out the course.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot less bogeys, that's for sure, than round 1. But it was also a lot calmer conditions.
Sure. Look at Henna. 8 down through 14. She's got a stroke on Kristin right now.
A little fun fact, Henna is leading the field in parked and Circle 1 in regulation, and she's in second place for Circle 2 in regulation.
Evelina also 8 down. Holland Hanley also 8 down. She's through 15 though. Jeez.
Yeah, Evelina leading the field in fairway hits and I believe second in parked. So
awesome.
That shows exactly why they are where they are. Hole 13, a big downhill 466-foot shot. This one is within reach to maybe get a long putt, but there was a little bit of a right to left crosswind that can take control of your disc. Mainly, you just want to get through these 2 big cypress trees and carry as far as you can. Paige has a pretty legendary ace on this hole from a couple years back, but that one is flexing way too much. There is an out of bounds line on the right-hand side that you can find if you flip your disc. Other than that, you just want to stay out of the shrubbery around the green and try to get an easy birdie.
Yeah, Paige gets a favorable kick to the middle of the fairway, and she's way up there. This is the easiest par 4 on the course. It's an absolute tweener hole.
It's the easiest hole in general.
Yeah.
On Jones Supreme.
Yeah, if you just get past that first little bit of water, even if you barely clear it, it's still pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely still save a par.
A birdie. That's a rye from Kristin. She's way up there. Wow.
75% of the 40 competitors at Jones Supreme getting birdies.
Yeah.
On 13.
I mean, you only have to throw it, like you could just throw a mid-range, 230 feet twice.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this kind of aggressive distance shot from Missy.
Wow. What a great line.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, she really knows how to work those thrashers. Paige with, 150 feet left or so?
Yep. Ooh. Pretty little approach into the bullseye.
Ella with a little forehand chip. Parked for her birdie. Wow, Kristin, so far she's going around this last tree. Puts it to 20 feet. Missy with a putt for eagle. That would have been cool.
That would have been so cool.
I mean, it's still cool, but, Looking like a star frame, folks.
Big thanks to Flight Factory for sponsoring the FPO coverage all week. They're huge supporters of the Pro Tour, of GK Pro, and of top pros like Calvin Heimberg. They're one of his biggest sponsors. You can shop all of his merch and every other major disc brand at flightfactorydisc.com.
Hole 14 is another very birdieable par 4, 504 feet. There's OB on the right and left, but it's a pretty wide fairway. This creek used to be out of bounds when we played here in April, but it is now all inbounds. And the second shot, there's a couple of different gaps you can take, but there's definitely like an element of just a hint of luck, I think, on the second shot.
Yeah, it feels a little poke and hopey.
I mean, some of these ladies are getting so far down there that the gaps are pretty big. But if you, like where Paige is, that's going to be, kind of a touchy shot. And Paige definitely turned hers over. I think she was fortunate to roll back in bounds.
Mm-hmm. Ella opting for just a big hyzer with a nice gentle fade. She's getting a lot of distance on the shot and doesn't even have to worry about it going out of bounds left. That's a great looking shot.
MD3.
Wow.
Taken to the skies.
Kristin opting for the sidearm. I like this play here.
So much power. That was a arrive.
Wow. Almost as far as Ella's.
Mid-range.
Yeah.
And Missy with a thrasher. Seeing a little bit of everything from this tee pad. Huh.
Yeah, Kristin opting for the sidearm again through the second gap. She did that in round one while on the feature card.
I mean, it has to be intentional. That is the biggest gap.
Yep. It just is. It's kind of a strange move.
Yeah, it's in bounds, so I feel like you might as.
What?
I feel like you might as well go for it. Oh, this is such a mean little roll. What a good shot from Missy and kind of a punishing roll there.
God, almost an eagle.
Yeah.
Paige tucked way to the right, having to throw a turnover to the green. There was actually an eagle.
Oh, nice.
On this hole. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Don't ruin it.
I'm not going to.
Come on, Ella.
I'm not a spoiler, but I was almost a spoiler. Jennifer Allen threw it in for 2.
Cool.
I saw it on the fairway next to me.
Kristin for a long 3. I'm a little bewildered by her.
Me too.
Choice.
Me too. Ella will be in the creek, but she'll have a putt for birdie that's fairly wide open.
Yeah, just a little bit of awkward footing, straddle putt.
Ooh, that was a smooth stroke, but just a little bit short.
Missy coming back. God, I want her to get this birdie. Come on.
Come on.
Man, so unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a brutal roll.
Kristin for par.
.43% of the field getting birdies and about half the field getting a par. Again, really minimizing the bogey strokes out here at Jones Supreme.
When you first sign up for a PDGA membership, you're given a PDGA number. Your PDGA number is a stamp for when you got involved in the sport. It's a badge of pride for players and a part of your disc golf identity. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
Hole 15. It was a headwind. There's out of bounds on the right side and that little guardian tree right there that blocks your ability to just throw a simple hyzer. The water is right behind the basket and to the left. It will come into play for these big arms off the tee. You want to throw a hyzer flip that flips up to straight and just carries.
Yeah, I feel like shots that get there kind of challenge that tree on the right a little bit.
Definitely. Everyone else kind of bailing out left like we see from Paige here, and she's right on the circle's edge.
Yeah,
but
definitely
it's
a putt.
nice because, yeah, it's not a death putt.
Yeah, short left, most common landing area for sure.
This is one where most of the women on this card are kind of disking down. They're not throwing a distance driver to try to be aggressive here. Oh, no.
Huh.
What Ella throw there?
An MD1.
That's a beefcake, right?
I think so.
I believe
The
so.
way those numbers work, I think. Yeah, it must have just hit the tree and kicked.
Yeah. Kristin with a really nice controlled hyzer.
It's that fortress again.
Nice and low and breaking under those tree branches. Missy turning it a little, but that's no big deal. She'll
That's
be
great.
inside the circle.
Tickled the whisker. Sounds like some sort of children's game. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh, man. Ella too high on the sidearm.
Yeah, it's a very challenging little downhill shot from there. You're looking at the water 2 in a row.
Yeah, circle 2, death putt for Ella for bogey. Oh,
I think that's a smart play here.
I don't know. I
Unless
think
you're
she was
feeling-
going for it.
Oh,
and just,
really?
like, then didn't. I don't know.
As many layups look like.
Yeah, hard to tell.
Paige.
Wow, great birdie.
Huge birdie. Circle's edge putt.
Yeah.
Looking confident.
Paige stringing 3 together in a row now.
Yeah, let's watch a replay here.
She's 3 down on the back 9.
Little high right. Oh,
Woohoo!
very high right action. I saw her pat the basket. I was like, I think she got away with one.
Missy for birdie.
Yeah. Little nub action too. This basket's feeling friendly. Really nice drives.
Missy 3 down on the round so far.
Kristin coming up just a bit short. She'll have to tap in for her par. And Ella, unfortunately, finding a double. This one is the one
Ouch.
you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Ugh, it always happens that way.
Hole 16 is one of the more difficult holes on the course. It's a par 5. You're throwing over out of bounds. You want to get somewhere past the flagpole, and then it's decision time. Do you lay up short to the tee pad, or do you take this right side skinny fairway, challenging the OB road and the other patch of out of bounds on the left? Ideally, your third shot is just, parked for like an easy birdie.
We'll call this entire hole quote unquote fairway. But most of it feels a little.
This hole's like 80% out of bounds.
Yeah.
This is massive.
Wow.
Like, she could consider going across on her second.
I feel like she's setting herself up to go across. And there's minimal wind, so we could see a really big distance shot.
One eagle is not enough for Paige Pierce.
Yeah, most people are just aiming at the flagpole here and trying to go left. Missy definitely throwing that more inside than she wanted.
Definitely. Those trees make the next shot really difficult.
Yeah, she may end up having to just kind of pitch and play for par.
Kristin, nice and wide with this drive. Pure hyzer hits the pole. Have you ever seen that?
I hit the pole yesterday and the first round.
What are you doing?
I'm 2 for 2 flagpole hits.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it happens.
Just imagine baskets or flagpoles, and like you'll just throw them all in.
When I hit it today, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, no, Ella, 2 inside as well.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get creative on their second shot.
So throwing over the road and then trying to skip into that left side is the ideal play. If you're going to make a mistake, it's to skip too far and then go out of bounds, on the grass side. If you hang it out over the road, you can end up throwing the same shot multiple times and stack up strokes. That was a really good shot from Kristin. Missy getting pretty aggressive from that spot.
Yeah, still trying to bite some off.
Oh, come on. She gets kind of an anti-skip from the road. Just too much angle on the disc.
Yeah, wondering where she crossed last. We'll see where she has to take her third shot from.
Probably like in that kind of squarish parking lot area.
Ella forced to just chip up, and she's going to have to go big on her third shot.
If you're pretty close to the edge, it's not like that hard.
Yeah.
You could always bail out left, and there's more room over there.
Missy just wanting it to land safe here and minimize the OB.
And that's
does.
perfect.
Yeah.
If you can get to the left side of the trees, it makes your next shot really pretty simple.
Best Missy can get here is a bogey without a throw in, but that's a really good recovery from that second shot OB.
Paige is going over. That is overturned a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, Paige only going to advance, maybe 75 feet.
Ella giving it the height that it needs to get over. Kind of bailing out left, and that's the play. That's all you need here.
That's great.
She'll be inside the circle.
I think she's just outside. For a birdie, though, yeah?
I think that's for par. No, for
Oh,
birdie.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Paige throwing 4 with the out of bounds. This one has much better height on it.
And it finishes really nicely.
What a recovery.
Oh, that's a scary one to have to make for par.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big par safe shot. Kristin with the biggest gap you can have, like right at this tee pad, really ideal. Leaves it a little short, though.
Mm-hmm. This played is the third most difficult hole of the day, and it has also the highest bogey percentage. 38% with a bogey or worse.
Missy trying to save bogey here. ESP buzz. Little work left. Kristin for a birdie. Man, just low. It's weird because Kristin is, what is she? 3 down on the round, but she's just kind of left so many out there compared to like her previous rounds that it doesn't feel very good.
Yeah.
You know?
But 3 down is still
It's still so
a
good.
very respectable round at
It's
Jones.
just interesting, like perception versus reality.
Look at this good putt from Missy to save bogey.
Yeah, well done. Literally the best she could have done after that OB stroke.
Played it perfectly.
Paige as well. What a recovery.
Oh, yeah. 23% of the field taking a birdie, a little higher than I was expecting. I know it's pretty straightforward, but just a lot of stuff up to chance, kind of, especially that trying to land your second shot in that little skinny fairway area.
Yeah, it's touchy. Ella with a par and Kristin with a par.
Yeah, par feels okay here. Hole 17, another very challenging tee shot. You want to keep it low and really linear and straight to landing about right here. You don't want any sort of hyzer skip on it because it can find the tall grass on the left and go out of bounds. Your second shot is super low ceiling and uphill. Most people are going to be left with under 300 feet to the basket after the drive, but it's a challenging 300 feet to cover.
I don't know if we've talked about the drone flight is from the Dynamic Disc Open in April, and you can see how much more foliage there is and how much more the low ceiling comes into play on the second shot. Everything's pretty lush right now.
Paige with a pretty good drive. She'll have probably less than 250 feet left to the basket.
Kristin, a little on this right side, but just fine.
Not as big of gaps over there, but there's some workable lines, especially with her sidearm.
Also, you can even go kind of out and around where that crowd is and just take a big hyzer potentially.
Ella looking at OB most likely.
Yeah.
Just a little higher and more hyzery than you want here. Man, Missy and those thrashers.
I know.
So reliable, so consistent.
At least, I think 80% of her tee shots are thrashers. Missy's Tour Series disc if you want to support her. Or if you just are a fan of any of the FPO, just go see what their Tour Series discs are and give them some support. Kristin working that sidearm into the circle 2, it looks like.
This was the 5th most difficult hole of the day with only 13% of the field birdieing. That makes me feel a lot better. I feel like this one is the second shot is so hard.
Yeah.
Even if you get way down there, it's a rough, some rough ground to cover.
Yeah, Paige with the best look you'll ever see at it. A nice clear line. She's really close. Wow.
But that OB does come in pretty close behind the basket. It's inside the circle, so you got to really meter your landing angle and speed.
Yeah, most ladies dealing... Wow, good putt. Dealing with those fairway trees and low ceiling a lot more than we saw Paige. That's a big one. You don't usually see many fist bumps from Kristin.
Yeah, let's see this reaction in a GK replay, please.
Pan back.
Yes. Super
Dang it.
solid. I think
Those
she's
biceps, though, in slow motion.
and she's stoked to have one go in. I feel like all her circle twos are just like a wee bit low.
Yeah, they've been like 1 inch low, but dead center.
Mm-hmm. Missy for her birdie from about 28 feet. Oof. A lot of chains.
Center. I think she just kind of bounced off the pole to the right. Paige for birdie.
Oh, this is like the opposite of hole 15's basket.
Yeah. Just a grumpy basket.
Rude. Ella for, I believe, double?
Bogey.
Oh, bogey.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice recovery after that early out of bounds stroke. Evelina Salonen, Hannah Wynn, Vanessa Van Dyken, and Cyananda also getting birdie threes here.
Nice.
It's a good one to
I
get.
wouldn't have guessed off the tee shots that Kristin's was the only birdie.
Me? Yeah, me too.
Finishing it off with hole 18, a very difficult par 4 at 701 feet. You want to throw something high that fades really hard to the left, ideally giving you a shot into the gap on your second shot. It's really hard to get all the way into circle 1 for a putt, and the basket is elevated this time around.
This played as the most difficult hole in round 1. We did have a headwind, so it made it really tough to get all the distance you need to shoot the gap on your second shot. Today we had a right to left cross / tailwind, so you were able to get big distance off the tee if you chose to be aggressive.
Yeah, I think getting left is more important than getting far down there.
Yep.
If you're trying to hit the gap on your second shot.
But like if you don't get far enough, there's no point in trying to hit the gap because you can't get there and get a putt.
I would still prioritize left just a little bit more. Paige with a really great shot. Missy Tour Series Thrasher. Ella DD3, and that's like absolutely going to be a layup from there. The angle's totally cut off. She's going to go for it, right? Because I said that.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Oh my God, she is.
I'm so curious about why.
I mean, if you get across at all, it's a really, really easy par.
Yeah.
And if you lay up incorrectly, like it's a really hard shot to get all the way up there, you know?
Yep.
So this is what I was talking about. Even if you're really far, or if you're all the way left but not super far, like it makes it a really easy par.
What's crazy, 18% of the field got to circle 1 for birdie.
That is a lot more than I would guess.
Me too. And I watched Kat Murch park it for her birdie, and my mind was blown because I had not seen anyone even get to circle 1.
Yeah, this is more what I've seen is like what Missy and Kristin did, just kind of lay up and easy pitch up. Paige really set up to attack here. Leaves it a little high, tickles some branches, and she's somewhere in circle 2.
Yes, that's 7 people that made it to circle 1.
So, looks like they're debating whether it's inbounds or not. I believe the call was that it was out. Pretty rough patent pending stance, but what a beautiful shot with the P2. Good recovery. It's going to be a bogey for Ella to put her 3 over on the round. She kind of struggled, found a lot of birdies, but found a lot of trouble too. Missy just laying up for par. She's 2 under on the round. Paige giving it a run for birdie. Paige had a much cleaner back 9. I think she was 4 down on the back. So 5 down overall.
Kristin just pitching up for her par.
Yeah, Kristin, less fireworks overall today, but still a super clean 4 down.
Yeah, if a rough day on the course is 4 down, you're living your best life.
Yeah. But she's just been so dominant that you can tell she left some out there today.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a peek at the scorecard of our lead card on the back. Lots more green than the front, I feel like, which is unusual.
Kristin super clean. Paige with a ton of birdies there. Missy and Ella kind of back and forth.
Yeah, keeping it, at least Missy keeping it close to even par.
So you see Paige is bumped down in a tie for 5th. Missy 7th, Ella 10th, meaning that our chase card ladies moved up. Check it out. Henna Blomroos shot, I believe, 9 down, wow, to shoot into a tie with Kristin. Evelina and Holland Hanley both 10 down, tying Kristin's course record and earning their spots on the lead card tomorrow.
And all 4 of those ladies with the 9 and 10 downs just absolutely demolished the stats when it came to Circle 1 and Circle 2 in regulation.
Yeah.
They just were throwing the disc so perfectly today.
Valerie Manduhana with her own 9 down. This is the most 1,000 rated rounds that we've ever seen from FPO, so pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to our FPO VIP members. Thanks to Statmando for all the stats. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your 2 hot geese.
Honk.
See you guys at Country Club tomorrow for round 4.